Okay, Assalamu alaikum to everyone. Let me know, please, my voice is audible or not. Okay, now let's start. Um, just topic related to sensor, and we know that sensor can just monitor the system, while an actuator is a device is used to control the overall system. So both devices, sensors and actuators, are in parallel or are working parallel together. But when these devices are activated, simply until the specified condition is given by the microprocessor. Remember that sensors and actuators working on which type of signal? Analog signal. But the microprocessor works only on discrete signal, zeros and ones. So look at this slide, how actually sensor receives a signal from environment. Let's talk about the simple scenario, normal scenario. If the system working normally, then there is no need to receive a signal from the sensor. But if the condition is abnormal, it means the system is not working properly. And how can we recognize the system is not working properly? Then sensor checks the data, monitors the data. If your data is outside the range, if your data is outside the range, then sensor sends signals to a microprocessor, like warning signal. After that, microprocessor receives a signal from environment, from sensor. It checks the received signal or compares the value, received signal value, into its memory, that is ROM, which is already stored into a microprocessor memory. And if the received signal value is outside the range or is greater than or lesser than pre-stored value, then microprocessor will give an instruction in order to control the system to an actuator device. I'm repeating. If the value is lesser than or greater than its stored value, which is already stored in microprocessor memory, that is ROM, then microprocessor will send a signal in order to control the system to an actuator. And what we have actuator, simply actuator is like a water valves, brakes, motors. The function of actuator is to control the system when it receives a signal from the microprocessor. But again, microprocessor sends discrete signal or digital signal, and actuator works only on analog signal. So it must be converted into an analog signal first using DAC converter. Now, is it clear to all of you how the sensor and actuator works in parallel together in order to monitor or controlling the overall system? Kindly send me the message. How the nominal range, nominal range within an accepted range. Nominal range means it's an accepted range, with an accepted range. If your value, which is received through sensors within a specified range, it means it's a nominal range. And if the received value from the sensor is outside the range, then sensor will generate an alarming signal. Then sensor will generate an alarming signal. Yes, range. What does it mean, range? Range simply your values lies in between minimum or maximum value. Minimum or maximum value. Your value lies in between minimum and maximum value. That means a range. And nominal range means it's an accepted value, which is acceptable for a system, which is acceptable for our computer. Okay, so range means your received value lies in between minimum or maximum value, while nominal range means it is accepted value which is received from a sensor. Okay, is that clear to all of you? Nominal range. Nominal range means, nominal means accepted value to a system, and the system works on properly. Okay, system works properly if your received value through a sensor within the nominal range, it means the system works properly. If your received value from the sensor is outside the range, then it means system is not working properly. Then sensor will transfer, or then sensor will send a signal to a microprocessor. Is it clear to all of you? What does it mean, nominal range? Okay, now move on. How the question might be asked in your past papers. Okay, before seeing the past paper, first, what we have, the different types of sensors, the different sensors available in your market. First, we have the temperature sensor. It is used to detect the temperature. While we have another sensor, that is pressure sensor. Have you seen this pressure sensor? Have you seen this pressure sensor? Yes, sir. Where? Pressure sensor, where it will be used in our daily life? Yes, Hamza Iqbal. Pressure sensor, where it is will be used, where it will be used in our daily life. Okay. Um, yes, beta, you are absolutely right. Mohammed Faik. But can you tell me another example? Yes, pressure sensor, where it will be used normally, we have seen. Yes, Soha beta, have you seen pressure sensor? But I need response from your end in order to effective the overall lecture. Yes, no one knows where it will be used. Yes, you are absolutely right. You have seen, yes. Pressure sensor, it's a basically you have seen in petrol pumps or CNG stations. It is used to check the pressure level of fluid. Okay, so beta, you all are right. Hamza, Soha, and Mohammed Five. Yeah, obviously in water tanks, yes, water oil tanks, it is used to check the fluid pressure. Okay. Now we have another sensor, light sensor. Obviously, it is used to detect the light, and you have seen in your mobile apps, sound sensors. It is used to receive an analog signal because we know that sound is in the form of analog signal. Now, humidity or moisture, it is used to detect the moisture in our atmosphere. And this one, pH, yes, where it will be used and what's the function of pH sensor? Anybody have idea? Yes, to detect the humidity or in chemical laboratories, yes, in order to check the level of acidity and basicity of acid and base. So pH is the basically, it is used to determine the acidity and basicity level of acids and base both. Is it clear to all of you? Now, other types of sensors are available in market, but few of the sensors have been studied in our course. Okay. Now, look at the description. I will upload this lecture or slide, and I will assign also in order to complete the function applications of sensors also. Okay. So these are different types of sensors with their uses applications. So this is the reading assignment. Okay. Which type of sensors are available in market and what are the applications of these sensors? Okay, now look at the question. In exams, yes, in chemical laboratories, pH sensor used to detect whether the substance is an acid, basic, or even neutral. Okay, so it is used to check the level. Now, the question, how the examiner might be asked question which is related to sensors. Okay, let's see this one question. This first one, barcode reader, you have already familiar. You have already studied this barcode. Okay, now I numerizing the order. 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly, for application 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now the description 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, for paper point of view, how to attempt full marks, such type of question, how the marks will be allocated into paper. This is the main concern of any candidate, how the examiner allocate marks in such type of questions. Let's suppose if I want to compare barcode as an input device, which is the first option, it is connected to which option is available in description. Yes, anyone would have idea. Barcode is the first option which is connected to which one description. Second description, yes, obviously barcode, it's a basically like this. So varying the thickness. So vertical bar lines. Now, dark black line or vertical bar line, which represents the value, 1, while white vertical bar line, which represents the value 0. So dark vertical bar line is actually hold the data, and when barcode reader scans, this barcode digits through LED light, through laser light, when the laser light is strike on the dark strip, then it will be reflected, and the reflected rated having content or data which will be compared into existing database. If the data is matched with your existing database, then the barcode of a product is valid. And if the reflected data through black strip is not matched with your existing database, then the barcode of a product is invalid. Is it clear to all of you? How the barcode reader scans your barcode digits. Now, the very important that first bar is connected with second description. Now, which type of an application it is connected with? Third description, automatic stock control. So this marks will be allocated full marks if you are connected 3 columns together properly. It means first one description, barcode description, is correctly connected with the second one description, and it doesn't mean your marks will be allocated full marks will be assigned. You must connect the description with its application correctly. Then the marks will be allocated full. Is it clear to all of you? Yes, beta. Is it clear to all of you? Okay, now the second one, microphone. Second is connected which description? Okay, fourth one description. And then which type, which one application? First one. Okay. Now PS sensor, third one input device. Third one input device, obviously is connected with third description. And then this fourth one. So simply which is connected the fourth one. And the last one is a scanner. Scanner is an automatic device. A scanner is an automatic device. So which is obviously connected the first one description. And then it is connected with, yes, which one application? The second one application. Okay. So where is it? The second one. Okay, now this question we have done. Now this one is question. Again, another question which is related to sensors and application. And description along with their application. Okay, first one, light sensor, which is connected to application. First one description is related to light sensor, obviously control. Light sensor is obviously control the switching off and on of street lights. Moisture sensor, yes, moisture sensor. Moisture sensor is connected with fourth one application. It is used to monitor the amount of water left in clothes in a dryer. Okay, now gas sensor. Gas sensor is connected to yes, gas connection. Gas sensor, which is connected to which type of application? Anyone else? Oh, different responses are coming from different students. Someone says the gas sensor is connected to first one application, and someone says uh, first one sensor is connected to fifth one application. Which one is right, first or fifth? For the first one, it would be yes, obviously PS sensor first one. Okay, because I am talking about the different responses came from different students. So some few students were saying they should be connected with fifth one, but in actual gas sensor is connected to the first one application. Is it clear to all of you? Okay, now last we have 10 minutes. Okay. For this session, we'll last have 10 minutes. Now the PS sensor. PS sensor. Yes. Fifth one. Yes, absolutely right. PS sensor is connected with fifth one application. And the last, pressure sensor. Obviously, we only have left last option in application, which is connected to third one, obviously, because it is used to check the building pressure. Okay. So last one, which is connected three. Now we have done this part. Okay, now this is the some part B is related to scenario based question. Remember that for examination point of view, you have to be prepared, especially this topic, census related topic. Examiner might be asked census related question through giving case scenario or study based. For such type of question, how would you attempt such type of question? You should have a clear concept of this diagram. In order to attempt such type of questions, which is related to based on case study or situation, you should have a concept of this flow diagram, which is related to monitor and controlling system. Without memorization of this flow, you can't attempt such type of questions. So is it clear to all of you? Okay, you need to memorize this flow diagram of monitoring and controlling the overall system. Now let's see. How can we implement this diagram into our description. Yes, this one. Now, automatic doors in a building are controlled by the use of infrared sensors. Infrared sensors means it is used to detect the object. It is used to detect the object which are in the motion state. Okay, it is used to detect the moving objects. Is it clear to all of you? What's the function of infrared sensors? Is it clear to all of you? What's the function of infrared sensor? It is used to detect the moving objects. Where are you all? Okay, that's good. So automatic doors in the building are controlled by the use of infrared sensors, and then it sends, because controlling, we know that controlling part, it's not responsibility of a sensor. We already know that it's not we cannot control the system using sensor. Sensor just sends a signal to a microprocessor. So here we are using infrared sensor. So infrared sensor, it detects the moving object. Then it checks the range, nominal range. And if the range within the nominal range, then the system is working properly. And if the received range from the sensor, which is not actually within the nominal range, then the sensor will generate an alarming signal, and it will send the signal to a microprocessor. Okay. So describe how the sensors and microprocessor, this is the main thing. In order to describe this question, in order to attempt this question, you must relate. How can you relate the sensor with the microprocessor? And then actuator will respond as per the given instruction of a microprocessor. Is it clear to all of you? Now try to solve this question. Try to solve this question. I am just giving you a hint how to attempt this question part B. Infrared sensor receives a signal if the object is already in motion state, and then it checks the received range, which is not within the nominal range, then the sensor will generate an alarming signal, or then sensor will send signal to a microprocessor. Then microprocessor will check or compare the received value in its ROM memory with the preset or predefined value. If the received value is lesser than or greater than its pre-stored value, then microprocessor will instruct the instruction to an actuator in order to control the system. Here we are controlling the automatic door system. Okay. So try to attempt this question part B, and then we will be discussing in our next class. The key point is to remember, in order to attempt such type of question, you should have to memorize the flow of monitoring and controlling the overall system. Now, is that clear to all of you? Is it clear to all of you? Yes, beta.